23 and 15. It reads as follows. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, right, as I have commanded thee, in the appointed, as I have commanded thee in the time appointed. There goes that appointment again. He says, as I have commanded thee in the time appointed, right? He says what? In the appointed of the month of Abib. See that? The month of Abib. Okay? Now, you Google that, you research it, you study, you tell me what is the month of Abib. It is the sign of the green barley, which is the final sign, right, of the new year. So when you see the barley in the season, when the sun, the moon, and the stars is lined up properly, the moon that falls within that season is the new year. That's how you do it. It's just that simple. All right, I'll give you another place. Exodus 34 and 18. The feast of unleavened bread shalt thou keep 7 days. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread as I commanded thee in the time of the month of Abib. For in the month of Abib thou came out of Egypt. See that? So the children of Israel came out of Egypt in the month of Abib, right? So that's the indicator of the new year. January is not the new year. Sorry. It is a fable. It is a hallowed eve deception, because the elements and the season does not indicate that is a new year. But that's the signs of the new year. Every year, that's the indication. When we get to what they call the equinox, that is the proper season, but you won't know exactly when the proper day, because the Most High said what? To us to blow the shofar on the new moon. So the new moon is got to be, right, the new year. Now somebody said, well, brother, the word new moon is not your reach. It's the word Kodesh. So when did you become a Hebrew scholar? And is there a difference, right? Is there a difference between Yarich and a Kodesh? No, it's not a difference. And maybe I'll do another video on that, but I don't want to go off on a tangent on that. But it's the same thing. You can't separate the moon from the month, because the month is the indication of the month. The moon is the indication of the month. That's why they call it the moon. Moon is short for month. Right. Even in the astrologers will tell you that the new moon indicates that it's a new month. Right. So when the season is right, it is the new year. It's not the new year until you get the season. So don't be deceived. Like my dad used to say, don't you fool yourself. Right? All right, now, I'm going to give you one more place. This is Deuteronomy 16. Touch your neighbor, say Deuteronomy 16. And 1, it says what? It says, observe the month of Abib. And why would he tell you to observe the month? How are you going to observe the month if we don't follow a cycle of the moon? Then how would you know when we are going from month to month? You wouldn't know that. But when you follow the sign of the month, it tells you that we are in, when you follow the phases and the signs of the moon, it tells you that we are in a new month. Otherwise, you just confused. You don't know when you're in a new month because you're saying, well, it's 30 days this month, and it's 29 days this month, and it's 31 days this month, and that's what it says in the book of Enoch. Unbelievable. Okay. So, he says, observe the month. And yes, that word is Kodesh. But also, I'll do this for you. Okay, I'm gonna do this for you. Okay, it's the word for month is the word Kodesh, right? Which says the new moon month, monthly, the first day of the month, the lunar month, right? That's what it says in the definition, right? It says related to Strong's word 23:18. So if you go to Strong's 23:18, it tells you Kadash, which means to be new, causatively to rebuild. See that? So that word is basically talking about the moon is revealing itself from one cycle to the next. It waxes and wanes in phases. Once it becomes full, it's in the middle of its cycle, which is the middle of the month, which is the 15th day. Then it goes back down to day one, or today to the last day of the month. You do the countdown, okay? All right? Are we clear on that? Now, I had to do that. I was going to, so now I don't have to do another lesson on that. I covered it. Okay, now. All right. And where was I at here? Deuteronomy 16, wasn't it? Yeah. So, hold on a second here. I done messed up some kind of way. Okay, here we go. 16. What verse did I say? 16:1. It said, observe the month of Abib. Observe it. Now, what's the word for observe? Okay, you asked the question, I'm gonna give you the answer. The word for observe is what? Shamar. Shamar means to keep, guard, observe, give heed to. How could you give heed to something that you can't see? How could you guard something that you can't see? If it's not there, it's like a person is put in charge of guarding $1 million that's in a chest, that's sitting at my feet. I'm prophesying now. $1 million sitting in a chest in front of my feet, and my father said, my spiritual father said to guard this chest. So if the chest is not there, how can I guard it? That's observing it. If it's not there, I'm guarding nothing, right? So it's got to be some type of sign that's present that gives you the ability to guard it, or to observe it, to watch it, to watch it. That's what observe means, to watch. Watch that moon, watch that month. Observe the month, he said. Observe. Okay, let's go back. He says, observe. Okay, to observe the month of Abib. And Abib is what? The word for Abib, you're not going to like it. You're about ready to fall out your chair now. The word for Abib says what? Can you see that? Is the sun shining? I don't want nobody to think I'm making this up. What does that say? Abib.
Fresh, young, barley, ears, forming of breeding of crop.
See that?
Growing of green big.
That's what the month of Abib is. So if you don't see no green barley, you don't be having no new year. I'm using my best English. Let me say it again. If you don't see green barley, you don't be having no new year, because it ain't no sign of the new year. And so you are following a Hallowed Eve deception. Okay, we haven't got to the part about offering the wave sheaf and none of that. We ain't got to that part yet. We haven't covered that yet. But the indication is, as we already covered, the sun, moon, the stars, and the barley, or the month of Abib. So going back to the text, he said, observe the month of the green barley, right? And keep the Passover unto Yah. For in the month of Abib, right, or the green barley, Yah brought you forth out of Egypt by night. So 3 times he says it. And what's the protocol in Israel? Out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, or every word is established, right? Okay. The Most Hight said it 3 times. The barley, the green barley, the month of Abib, the month of the green barley is the new year. Not the new moon, not the 13th moon, or not the 12th moon, right? Or not the 364th day. No. All of that together, it's like you're making a cake, right? You can't make a cake without all the ingredients, and you know the ingredients I'm not even go through because I'm not a cake maker. My wife could tell you. What'd you put in the cake? Butter, oil, water, eggs,
Yep.
right? Put salt in that too? No salt? Okay. See, I don't know. But you got all the ingredients and you stir them up and you got a cake. So you can't have a new year without all ingredients to stir up to make it a new year, because you will have what happens if you miss key ingredients in that cake? You might have a pancake, right? It's gonna alter the taste. You're gonna have a pancake, or flapjack as they call it, right? You don't have no cake, you're gonna have a flapjack. And I think that doctrine that says that the new year starts on day 364 is a flap cake. In love now, don't get upset now. I'm your brother. I love all of you, you know. But we got to do right. We got to do better. We can't be taking Yah's word and changing to fit, to make it make sense to our own intellect. His ways is above our ways, right? Okay. His thoughts is higher than our thoughts. So if he says this is how you determine the new year, this is how you do it. All right. Now let's get back so I can close out. All right.